In 1972, a rugby team boarded a plane just to go to a match, but this journey turned into one of the most brutal survival stories in human history. 72 days in the Andes Mountains, surrounded by hunger, cold, and despair, and in the end, an unbelievable decision made in the name of survival. In October 1972, a Uruguayan amateur rugby team was flying to Chile with their families and friends. They were young, hopeful, and excited for an important game ahead. For most of them, this was just another ordinary trip. No one imagined it would become one of their final journeys. The plane had to cross the Andes Mountains. This region is home to some of the highest, coldest, and most dangerous mountains in the world. The weather worsened rapidly. Thick fog completely blocked the pilot's visibility. He believed the plane had already crossed the mountains, but in reality, they were still inside them. Suddenly, the plane shook violently. The wings hit the mountainside. The aircraft split in two and slid down a snowy slope. Inside, there were screams, shattering glass, and the sound of twisting metal. Some passengers died instantly. The survivors were trapped inside a shattered plane in freezing temperatures. The first night, the survivors hugged each other just to avoid freezing to death. The cold was so intense that every breath felt like ice entering their lungs. They had almost no food. A few chocolates, some biscuits, and a little wine, that was all. There were injured people, but no medicine. Every day, someone died from cold or wounds. Outside, there was nothing but endless snow and massive mountains. No one knew where to search for them. A small miracle happened. They found a working radio in the plane's tail section. They worked on it for days and finally managed to catch a signal. But soon, they learned a devastating truth. The rescue teams had stopped searching. Officially, they were declared dead. This was the most crushing moment for many of them. They now knew that no one was coming to save them. Days passed, and hunger became unbearable. People could barely walk, speak, or even think. Then the survivors made a decision that would go down in history. They could either wait to die, or use the bodies of their deceased friends to stay alive. This was a decision no one wanted to make, but it gave them the energy they needed to continue living. After some time, two men, Nando Parado and Roberto Canessa, decided to walk for help. No one was going to find them, so they had to find the world themselves. They walked for days across snow, wind, and dangerous cliffs. At night, they faced the risk of freezing to death, but they never gave up. Finally, they reached a shepherd's cabin. This was the moment that saved their lives. The shepherd immediately contacted the authorities. Soon after, helicopters arrived and rescued those still trapped in the wreckage. After 72 days, the survivors were rescued. This story showed the true limits of human endurance. The Andes disaster was more than just a plane crash. It was a story of hope, courage, and the will to survive. If this story moved you, don't forget to subscribe for more real survival stories.